As part of the finance transformation programme, we had a view about how we wanted the business to see finance and how finance wanted to interface with the business as well. What's changing now is we have moved now to a point where we give the business solid support in accounting and reporting, and we're trying to move far more towards this idea of a business partner and trying to really get stuck into the kind of commercial, operational decision-making processes and allowing those financial skills to really add value now into the business. A good business partner within npower from a finance perspective is all about understanding the business and being able to have those key commercial evaluation technical skills that a good finance professional brings along with them. So if you can marry those two things together and then have somebody who can talk to a business lead, a kind of commercial person in their way, their language, and make them believe you're there to support them, that's a great business partner. Well, a good saying that one of our kind of business leads had was, it's a critical friend. And that's exactly where they need to be. They need to be there, sat on their shoulder, understanding the business, and the business wanting to talk to them as well, wanting to understand the critique of what they're doing.
The headline two key words for our new role in the organisation are support and challenge. So a really effective support of the business and business decision making through the provision of high quality management information and high quality decision support associated with analysis of that management information. We also challenge the business in a more strong way and in a more partnering way rather than an isolated challenge from a head office type angle. So those are the key elements, I think, of fulfilling this effective business partner role.
I think that the kind of capability gap is about actually understanding the business, and by that I don't mean understanding the nuts and bolts of how we sell electricity and how we sell gas. I think generally the finance people understand that. It's actually about what it means to be a business lead, what it means to have a set of KPIs that you've got to perform against, what kind of evaluation you're trying to do to get the best decision at for things. And I think often finance people have never put themselves in that circumstance, so they can really understand what that decision making is about.
I think fundamentally you have to understand the business. So there's nothing more effective than a business partner who isn't simply kind of knowing your numbers, but really kind of understanding what's behind them and is maybe sometimes one step ahead of you in terms of your planning and reporting and understanding processes. So I think what's been really important is to get the right people in the right business partnering areas so that they are kind of like truly trusted partners of the key senior managers in the business.
To be a good business partner, I think again it's about having a mixture of clearly technical skills. You have to understand the numbers. It's more than a mechanical understanding of the numbers, it's the feeling for the numbers. But on the soft side, it's got to be about influencing and an ability to challenge some very difficult people who are very commercially focused, who are very driven and will want the results.
So the main benefits of having a business partner approach for me are, first of all, by taking out the transactional type reporting, analysis type roles that traditional finance people have had, you give business partnering a focus and therefore give us space, give finance people space to use their commercial technical evaluation skills to add value. The second one from a business point of view is you start to train finance people about the business as well. You start to involve them, and I think once you get good finance people understanding the way the business operates, the key decisions it has to make, you've got real development potential then within the business for finance to move more into business type roles and play stronger leadership roles as well. Which kind of brings me on to the third one, is for actual finance people. So for finance people, it's a great development step as well. It makes their jobs more interesting. It means they can play more of a contributory role to the business's performance, etc., rather than just being seen as a kind of back office, bookish spreadsheet analyzer.
That ability to identify stakeholders, identify their needs, and then be able to deliver solutions to match their needs is a key thing that we've identified as something we need to do better, and we've ingrained that concept both within finance and within the business that we work with. There's also increased acceptance of the challenge role of finance, where we not just support the business but challenge and fulfill a very strong control environment. We successfully shifted the perception of the finance function within the company from something that was kind of a medium to low level capability support function into a much more dynamic and broader business partner role than what we had before.
I think finance has ended up actually in a good place. So what I've seen is that a finance team that probably kind of lacked self-confidence and maybe lacked some identity at the start of the process, struggled as it went through its own change process, has come out at the end as a much more kind of strong, self-confident function, and now understands what it needs to deliver for the business and is really starting to do that. npower, like most businesses, is going to continue to go through substantial elements of change, whether it's kind of regulatory driven or things that we want to do to follow our own strategy. I think it's really important that finance has the flexibility to move on that journey with us. So I think what we've seen is that, you know, finance has adapted its structure, its KPIs to reflect what the business needs. So it's really important that that continues, and that, you know, finance continues to be agile, I think, in its own performance and its own focus points, because the business will continue to change, and we need a finance team that continues to change with us.